Hello, students. I am Chef Sundar Srinivasan from AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Pune. We start the new session on food safety management systems, and the first chapter being Introduction to International Organization for Standardization, or in short, ISO. This is the first part of a two-part series. And in the first session, we will be going through the history of ISO to see how it started, when it started, and over the period of years, how it has worked through. And we will also see some types of standards. Although we cannot go through all the standards, but a few of them that we will go through. So let's go into the history of ISO. This is an independent, non governmental international organization with a membership of 164 national standard bodies, which means various standard bodies of different countries come together to form this particular organization. Now, this organization does not belong to any particular country or government, it is an independent organization. So through its members, it brings together, it brings together various experts to share knowledge, and they develop voluntarily consensus-based, market-relevant international standards. So as per the changes, as per what is happening, as per new technologies that come up, they bring all of these things together under one roof, and they provide solutions to these various challenges. They support a lot of innovation, and there's a standard for that as well. Now, although it is ISO, the full form is International Organization for Standardization. So, where it would have been IOS in English or OIN in French. So, the founders they decided to give it a short form ISO. So, they derived this from the Greek word isos, which means equal. So, wherever it is or whatever country, whichever language, it is always referred to as ISO. Now, after World War II, it was seen, or they found it very important that uh, some standards need to be in place so that it is followed globally everywhere. So same common format is available, and that is how people decided to come together and form the ISO organization. So now we see a small video on history of ISO. All right. So that was a little bit about history of the ISO and how it has developed over the years, and today we find it everywhere and we will see it further also. Let's look into the governance structure also. So we have the president's committee first. Now this particular committee, they advise the council on matters that have been decided. So most of the committees and advisory groups, they all uh, give the final decision with the council. Now, whatever decision is being taken by the council, the president's committee does advise the council on their particular matters. Then we have council standing committees. Now, there are various committees. They address matters like which are related to finance, strategy and policy, review of nominations, and other oversights as well. Then we have certain advisory groups. Now, these advisory groups, they provide advice on matters which are related to commercial policies of ISO, and also matters that are related to information technology. Then we have the policy development committees. Now there are different committees. Basically, you have something called as a CASCO, which guide on conformity assessment. Then we have COPOLCO, which guide on the consumer issues. We also have DEVCO. They guide on matters that are related to developing countries. Then we have technical committees. Now there are various technical committees, that work behind the scene also. A lot of technical work is done by this team, and this technical management board also reports into the council. Now, in the secretariat, we have the council. Now, here, this council where everything happens, everything is moving over here, and then finally, everything is sent forward to the General Assembly. Now, the General Assembly is the ultimate authority of the organization. Let's see a small video on ISO standards which are applied in today's world and how helpful
We
they are.
live in an amazing world, full of incredible opportunities and endless possibilities. But it can also be a complex and overwhelming place. When things don't work as they should, it often means that standards are absent. But when ISO standards are applied, life is just so much richer. ISO standards help to make the world a safer, cleaner, and more efficient place. From food safety to computers, from healthcare to new technologies. There are many challenges facing our environment, economy, and society. ISO can make a positive difference to all our lives, utilizing a wealth of international experience and wisdom. In today's ever-changing world, ISO standards help create growth, open up global markets, and make trade fairer, including for developing countries. ISO standards can help tackle global challenges like climate change, road safety, energy, and social responsibility. ISO standards touch almost everything we do, keeping us connected and entertained, making us more productive, more creative, sharing ideas, promoting innovation, and keeping us safe and healthy. ISO is the world's largest developer of voluntary international standards, with over 18,000 standards for nearly every aspect of technology and business. For over 60 years, a network of standards bodies in 163 countries, working in partnership around the world and right here at home. ISO builds confidence for today, for tomorrow, and for the future.
So we see that ISO is present almost everywhere. Everything that we are going to see, there is going to be ISO somewhere or the other involved. But we also need to understand what are standards. What do you mean by standards? Now, these standards are things that that are there to move or make things work actually. They give world class specifications for products, services, and systems. They ensure quality and safety. They also enable organizations to be efficient in their work. So they are instrumental in facilitating international trade. A lot of things happen when standards are in place. A lot of things happen when ISO is in place. It has been they have published more than 23,000 international standards till now, related documents. They cover almost every industry today, right from technology, food safety, agriculture, healthcare. uh, they impact everyone and everywhere. In fact, smallest of smallest organization can also get or be ISO certified. Very small organizations, even a post office, a police station, they can also be ISO certified. So while there are many different kinds of ISO standards, a few of them only can be certified. Now, this certification is a process which takes place outside this ISO organization. The ISO organization, which is situated in Geneva, they do not do the certification. You have third party organizations outside who do the audits of these various organizations to ensure or to see whether they are following the norms that are laid down by ISO standards. And if they find that, or when they review that these organizations are following the standards that are required, then they provide a certificate stating that so and so organization can be certified as an ISO organization since they comply to all the norms that are being laid down. So that is how the ISO certification works. All right. So ISO organization does not directly get involved in the certifying of an organization, although their standards are involved. So let's see a small video that why do we need standards in today's world. All right. So we see that standards are very important, and we also can see that it's a trust building system. The you can make the customers comfortable. A lot of benefits that we can see, and it also helps organization to plan their future actions and course also. Let's go through a few of the most common standards or very commonly seen standards. The first one is the ISO 9000 family, or the quality management, one of the vastly the most used standard. This is a set of criteria for a quality management system, is the only standard in the ISO family that can be certified, although it is not a requirement. It can be used by any organization, small or large, regardless of the field of activity. Just let's understand that uh, one might not, if you don't want to be certified, that is fine, but you can still follow the norms. But you cannot use any certificate as such, saying that this organization is ISO certified, although you can follow the laid down standards. This is based on a number of quality management principles, which includes a strong customer focus, uh, motivation and implication of top management. The continual improvement is involved in this. Now, these principles are explained in more detail in the management principles, and this helps to ensure the customers get consistent, good quality products and services, and which in turn brings many business benefits. A lot of things have changed with these standards over the period of years, and one of the best systems or one of the best standards that has been developed today. Then we have the ISO 27000 family. This is information security management. Uh, Now, this provides a requirement for security management of information. Uh, though there are more than a dozen of standards in this, using them, helps the organizations of any kind to manage the security of assets such as financial information, intellectual property, employee details, or information that is entrusted by third parties with an organization. So these standards help to safeguard or protect or secure the information that is present with them. Then we have the ISO 14000 family, a very popular one for environmental management. Now, this sets out the criteria for an environmental management system, and this can be certified also. This maps out the framework that a company or organization can follow to set up an effective environmental management system to maintain the environment. This is designed for any type of organization, regardless of its activity or sector. So, any various kind of organizations of different sectors can go for this particular type of standard. It can provide assurance to company management and employees as well as external stakeholders that environmental impact is being measured and improved. So, which means whichever organization is following this can very, very confidently tell its stakeholders or customers and employees that they are taking care of the environment in their organization. They are ensuring they are protecting it and they are improving on their terms. Let's see a small video on this environmental management.
No matter what country we live in, you and me and millions of people like us are passionate about protecting the environment and fighting climate change. But we know that environmental problems like pollution and climate change do not stop at borders. So tools for tackling them need to be effective on a global scale. ISO's environmental standards are tools for translating passion into effective action globally. When it comes to the environment, confidence has a nickname that's recognized worldwide. Now you know it too. It's ISO.
Right. So this is a refreshing ISO video for environment management. Then we have the ISO 22000 family, food safety management system. Now this sets out requirements for a food safety management system and can be certified as well. So this particularly deals with the control of food safety hazards that are present in the system in order to ensure that the food is safe for consumption. It can be used again by any organization regardless of its size, from a small kiosk also to a large manufacturing company. This is applicable to all types of producers, and it provides a layer of reassurance within the global food supply chain, helping products cross borders and bringing people food that they can trust or position in the food chain. So this assures about the food safety basically. Then we have ISO 31000 family. This deals with the risk management. Now, this provides principles, a framework, and a process for managing risk. It can be used by any organization regardless of its size, activity, or sector. Again, any size does not matter over here. This can help organizations increase the likelihood of achieving objectives, improves the identification of opportunities and threats, and effectively allocate and use resources for treatment. Now, basically, it is like it guides the organization on where they are going to have their opportunities and what are the threats and how they are going to deal with such kind of threats. Now, this particular standard is not used for certification but provides guidance for internal or external audit programs. So audits would be conducted for this. The organizations can can compare their risk management practices with an internationally recognized benchmark. They can compare their practices with certain benchmarks and provide sound principles for effective management and governance. So a lot of things could be done using the risk management. There are certain other types of ISO standards which are also available. Uh, I've just put a few of them over here, like ISO 37001, which is anti-bribery management system. Then you have the 10,000 family, which is complaint management system. 26,000 family, which deals with the social responsibility. Then you have the 28,000 family, which deals with security management. Then you have the SA 8,000, which is social accountability. Then you have the 50,000 family, which deals with the energy management, a very popular one also. Then you have the 13485, which deals with the medical devices. Then you have the ISO 639, which deals with various language codes. So to identify various languages with their codes. Then you have the ISO 4217, which deals with various currency codes. So that worldwide it is acceptable, and you know what kind of codes are used for which types of currency. Then you have 3166 deals with various country codes. Then you have ISO 8601. This deals with the date and time format. Then you have ISO 20121, which is about sustainable events. Then you have the 27,000, again, information security management. And then we have 17025, testing and calibration laboratories. So these are some, there are many more standards that are also present. So let's go through a recap of our particular session today. So we went through the history of ISO. So we saw how it started. So it's located at Geneva in Switzerland. There are different committees and advisory groups, and how various standards are formed over there. Then we have types of standards. We went through different types of standards for country codes, maybe social responsibility, security management, risk management, quality management, sustainable events, anti-bribery. So I thank you all for this particular session. Students of AI SSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology need to click on the link given in the description and complete the quiz session. Thank you all and happy learning.